Hey, good afternoon, everybody. Edward Leos here, publisher of the Hotel Guide and actually the host of Travel Talk. I'm really excited about today's podcast because it's near and dear to my heart. I'm from San Antonio. The Hotel Guide started in San Antonio, and we're talking about rodeo today. And I'm really excited about having a good friend of mine and a guest, Chris Derby, on the show. And I'm excited about what we're going to talk about with the rodeo, and not only him, not only about himself, but the rodeo and kind of see what's going on. Chris, welcome to the show.
Hi, thank you, Edward. Appreciate it.
Now, happy to have you on. Tell us a little bit about yourself, maybe how you got into the role of the CMO there at the rodeo, and why you love what you do.
Well, I actually grew up in San Antonio, so it's near and dear to my heart. And my parents every year used to buy me tickets to the rodeo for Christmas. It was my Christmas present, and one year they didn't. They realized how much it actually meant to me to be here. I didn't grow up in FFA and 4-H or agricultural side, but I loved marketing. I loved working with people and being with people and helping San Antonio. I love the city. I love what it's all about. And so when the opportunity came up about 15 years ago, almost, when I became the CMO, just past 5 years ago, it's been great. It's something that's really meant a lot to me, just due to the fact of what the mission's all about here for the rodeo as well.
No, 100%. And you touched on the mission. So for those of you, the people out there in my audience, because we have a national and international audience that watch this, tell me a little bit about the mission of the rodeo, and then we can talk a little bit about what to expect with the 75th anniversary coming up.
Yeah, the mission is actually to help educate the youth of Texas. That's the whole mission. That's what we're about. We are a nonprofit. We are a 501c3. We're happy to announce that last year we gave away almost $12.5 million in scholarships to the youth of Texas. That's all over the state. That's just not in San Antonio or Bexar County. And since inception, since 75 years ago, we've given away over $255 million in scholarships, grants, endowments, livestock auctions. And it's all done. It's crazy because there's 32 people that actually work for the rodeo. And when you look at it, that's year round. And yes, it is a year round job that we thoroughly enjoy in the community. But we have over 6,000 dedicated volunteers. And without the volunteer base that come out here, work hard, and strive to make this work, there's no way we could give that money away. So we're really excited and just have this passion to really give back to the Texas youth.
No, I love the fact that the community gets involved from the volunteer aspect. Because, realistically, like you said, 32 full-time employees working year round, you got to have those volunteers that make that stuff happen. And it's important, particularly in San Antonio, to be able to do that. So we're on our 75th anniversary right now. And let's talk a little bit about what people can be expecting this year's rodeo. Any big things coming up?
And, we're really expanding our ag education department and really want to make sure everybody has an opportunity to see it. So you can come out and, when you can either come to the fairgrounds, your rodeo ticket includes it. That's in the Frost Bank Center. We have a very large fairgrounds. We have one of the largest junior livestock shows in the world. We'll have over 20,000 kids out here exhibiting their animals, showing their animals, from sheep to cattle. People can come out and see them do their exhibits. They can visit with the kids, see what it's all about. We will have the baby chicks, we have the petting zoo, but we also have ag education about how it really helps out within the country. A lot of kids come out here and they're thinking all their food comes from HEB, which is our grocery store locally, or a grocery store, and they don't realize, wow, this is really where it comes from. This is how it's grown. So we're really going to try to educate everybody that comes out to the grounds all about agriculture. I mean, we take over the Frost Bank Center for 30 days out here, and that's where the San Antonio Spurs NBA team plays. But the leather on the basketball is ag driven. I mean, that's all driven through agriculture. The wooden floors, it's all agricultural driven in those. And even the jerseys that are sewn made out of the cotton. So that's really, we're going to have an ag education that shows that ag education is everywhere. And the neat thing about our event, is it's not just all FFA 4-H animals. We have speech competitions. We have food competitions. We've got agrobotics now. We've got ag mechanics, kids building trailers and picnic areas, and it's just it expands so large now that we're excited just to show everybody what we're all about this year.
No, that's amazing. I didn't even know that. So definitely food. I know when I go to the rodeo, food is always on my mind. When you're there, and the educational aspect is hugely important too. And so I remember as a kid just being able to kind of go and see those things, but as you grow up, you're looking at different ways to impact the community. And I love the fact that you have the new things that you were just talking about. I didn't even know about the robotic side of things. That's and the speech side of things. That's huge.
Yeah, it's really neat for everybody to come out and see those. And then we always have the fun stuff. You know, you got the carnival. We've got 250 plus shops. People come out and buy anything they want. This Western heritage lifestyle is all over the grounds everywhere. We have free shows. So when you come out and you pay your gate admission, there's going to be a Purina dog show. There's what we call busting in the barn. It's where little kids, anybody could come out now, and your child between the ages of 4 and 7 can ride the sheep now on our grounds. It used to be only in rodeo, and now you can come out and do it on the grounds. We'll have longhorns. We'll have horses out here for people to see horse show events that take place in the Freeman Coliseum where the rodeo originally started. So that's all included with your grounds admission this year.
Nice. And so give me the dates of the rodeo as they're coming on tap.
You mean the dates of the rodeo will be
Yes.
February 8th through the 25th.
Okay.
The rodeo is actually 22 rodeos, and the rodeo goes from 8th through the 24th, but we still have our family day on the 25th where everybody can come on out and enjoy the grounds. And we have a bullfighters only event this year that's going to take place on February the 25th. What that is, we have professional bullfighters that will compete inside the Freeman Coliseum, where you just put a bull in the ring and they have style points. So it's pretty interesting to watch, but it's definitely fun. And it's just included with your grounds admission on family days. So come on out and just have a good time.
That sounds like really fun opportunities. What are some of your most favorite memories about the rodeo? I know you said, those are your Christmas gifts. What were some of the ones that stuck out to you growing up and such?
Yeah, I get this question often. I'm going to tell you, there's this one I always refer back to, and it was my most memorable moment. And sometimes I'm not going to tear up on it because sometimes I get into it, but it was very patriotic back in 1990 when we were in the Freeman Coliseum, which we originally started, and they're celebrating their 75th this year as well. Garth Brooks was the entertainer at that time. And it was when we went to Desert Storm, and I had a lot of parents' friends at that present time that were at Desert Storm and going through it. And I remember Garth Brooks came out and the gates swung open and it was this big bright light. And all you hear is a guitar just kind of jamming a little bit. And he walked that entire arena holding this giant American flag. And to see everybody stand up and just be patriotic, I mean, it's dear to my heart. I'll never forget that moment. So that was probably the coolest moment. But I will tell you, working out here every year, there's times that I just stop and stare at people, and I see little dads holding kids' hands. And I see moms with kids on their shoulders, and people taking their first bite or petting their horse for the first time or seeing a sheep for the first time. There's just so many memories, but dear to my heart was that patriotic time, and that's what we're all about, to bring those memories to everybody.
No, that's important. You talk about how travel and events like this are interwoven. San Antonio being one of the top tourist attractions, not only in the United States, but even the world. There's so many reasons to come to San Antonio. Not only do we have great attractions, but we have world-class events. And, the rodeo is one of those hallmark events that brings travelers to San Antonio. Can you speak a little bit to the importance of the travelers that come in specifically for the rodeo, what it means to San Antonio and also for the rodeo?
Definitely. So we did a large economic impact last year with St. Mary's University here locally. And the rodeo itself has an economic impact of over $288 million into the city of San Antonio, which is huge every year. When you take that back for the time we've been out here, we're talking multi-billions in dollars bringing in. We work with over 46 hotels locally. In the economic impact, we were happy to see that the Riverwalk was number one, that people come and visit, as well as the rodeo. Number two was the San Antonio Zoo, as well as SeaWorld. We've got a lot of animal lovers coming at that time, so they're going to go out and visit everything. They're going to spend money with the city. They're going to restaurants. We have some of the best restaurants now. I say that. I try to travel a lot, but I love the restaurants we have in San Antonio because it's so authentic. There's something about them that's different than you can get anywhere else. So coming down here, we have travelers from all over Texas, but then all over internationally. This year, we're bringing in 8 people from the UK. Last year, we had 15 people from Italy come in and France.
Wow.
They love to come in and see rodeo, the Western heritage lifestyle. We have an international committee that actually hosts anybody coming internationally who wants to come to San Antonio. They can come in. We have a little area for them to sit, eat, drink. We can walk them around and educate them all about the San Antonio Stock Show Rodeo and the city of San Antonio.
I love it. So you basically becoming ambassadors for the city, utilizing the event. And that's the power of, and that's what I love about San Antonio, being in the hospitality industry for the last 31 years with our magazine, is we all work together. And that doesn't always happen in all major cities. And so the fact that we're able to do that, I think, is hugely important. You talk a little bit about traveling. So I'm going to ask you the personal questions that I always ask all my guests. What are some of your favorite places you travel to? That's number one. And number two, you got a bucket list of some place you want to go, some places you'd like to be, and visit before?
There are. I mean, I'm kind of, I don't want to say I'm lame, but my favorite place I go every year is Las Vegas. That's me locally. I enjoy it because it's always you get lost and there's something to do.
Oh yeah.
But this past year I was happy to, we actually visited New York and Washington, DC with my family, and I'd never been to DC with my kids. And it was really eye-opening for them to see it and understand what, all the museums up there and things, there's the things to do. It was really cool. I think it's a great family place to go. And I didn't realize that. And definitely every good beaches. My ideal place I really want to go to is Ireland. Never been, want to go. I'm a big Ireland land, just the way it looks and the pictures I see. And just, I've heard the people are really great there. So I'd love to go check out Ireland.
Yeah.
There's lots of different things I'd love to do. I do try to travel as often as possible. And the one place I've never been, which I'm going next year, is going to go to Nashville. I've never been to Nashville, and I've got to go check it out. You think with all the country entertainers and the music we have coming out here and all the Cowboys, I'd be there. But this year I am going to Nashville no matter what. I'm going to make it happen somehow.
That's nice. And it's funny because I used to live in Southeast Missouri for a little bit, and I traveled to Nashville for a meeting. So it was a 3-hour drive. The meeting was 4 hours, and then I drove back. I was in Nashville for 4 hours. And when I was there for 4 hours, I fell in love with the city. Just the vibe, just the feel, everything. It is a cool place. And I'm kind of with you, Chris. I want to get back there and, spend a weekend there at least, or a long weekend and take that city in. It's got a special, connection there. You could tell.
For sure. Yeah, definitely. Well, maybe we can go make a trip together, huh?
Yeah, that'd be fun. Definitely going to write about it in the magazine too. So that'd be kind of a cool thing too. So as we're wrapping up, we're closing things up here. What is the best way for people to find out about the rodeo? If they want tickets, are there still tickets available? What's the best way for that?
There are, you can go to sarodeo.com. There's tickets available. It has everything you need to know, from parking to how to get here, what's going on. Grounds tickets they're $12 if you give them in advance. We're one of the cheapest fairs and festivals in the country. So $12 to get on the grounds, have fun. There's so many free things to do out here. I try to make it affordable within my team. You can come out with $100 and have a great day with a family of 4. Honestly, if you're just coming to the grounds. And then the rodeo tickets, we're still one of the cheapest rodeo tickets. They're $33. We have upper level tickets for the Frostbank Center. That includes the fairgrounds admission, your entertainment, which is the concert after the rodeo, and the rodeo itself. So for $33 a person, it's excellent. So go to sarodeo.com and all the information's there for you.
Well, perfect. Chris, man, it's been a pleasure having you on the podcast. I know this won't be the last time that we have you on as well, because you guys do such a great job. And I think this is a partnership we're going to have growing, moving forward. But I want to thank you for taking the time. I'm excited for our guests to hear this and listen, to be, maybe when they make a trip here to San Antonio and check you guys out when the podcast is live and such. But again, I want to thank you for taking the time to be on our show today.
Great. Thank you very much. And let's rodeo, San Antonio.
Rodeo. For all our guests out there, make sure you're following the San Antonio Rodeo. Go to sarodeo.com. Also, follow us on the Hotel Guide. If you can, share this podcast, because it's all about education and the power of what we're doing here with travel and tourism. So in the meantime, everybody take care. And until the next time, travel and make memories. Take care.